When you've already done the shadow work and went through the dark night of the soul, but everyone else around you refuses to do so, this is the most important time to protect your energy and to protect your peace. Peace, chosen ones. Happy Owl Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. This is the Mystic Owl speaking, and tonight I want to speak about doing the hard work, the dark work, the gritty work, the shadow work that most people are reluctant to do, hesitant to do, and just outright refuse to do. Going through the dark night of the soul, but still having to participate in society with many people who refuse to do this type of work, who refuse to take accountability for themselves, for their actions, for their behaviors, for their energy. Going through the dark night of the soul has never been easy for anyone. It's in its name, really. It's dark. It is cold, it's scary. And this is why most people don't do it, won't do it, reluctant about it, don't know about it. I went through my first dark night of the soul back in 2018, then again, and around 2021, 2022, which would have been my Saturn return, like 29 and a half years old. And the first one back in 2018 was so jarring. It was so scary. It was like walking around in a nightmare, but clearly I'm not asleep. I'm wide awake. Something out of a horror movie is giving Nightmare on Elm Street. Just the things that were revealed to me, not only about myself, but about other people, about situations, about places, about this place, this world, this realm, the occult, things that are hidden. It was enough to make me shut down and crawl under a rock. It was so scary, but I persisted, and that feeling lasted for about 2 years. And then I got a break for a year, and then my Saturn return hit. But the second Dark Night of the Soul for me was not as creepy or crazy or difficult as the first one. Not at all. And that was back in 2018. I'll never forget it. To the point where I had sleepless nights and night chills. It almost felt like you're sick, like you have a cold from the truth being revealed to you, or just other worlds, other aspects of information being revealed to you, open to you, presented to you. It could be very scary, especially when you didn't ask for it. I did not ask for that dark night of the soul. I did not ask for any of that. It literally presented itself to me. And I'm glad it did. And I'm glad I stuck with it and went through it, because here I am today. And having gone through all of that, facing everything that I refused to face for so many years, now that I'm on the other side of both of my dark nights of the soul, it's been very interesting having to integrate myself back into society, knowing that other people have not done this type of work. Most people that I know and that you may know are still running in the same old social circles, still playing the victim, still projecting their unaddressed trauma onto everyone and everything around them. Heavy on the projecting. Some people do more projecting than others. And projecting is wrong in general, but especially when you don't have the right or reason to project in the first place. A lot of people are still stuck in their own personal hell. And don't get me wrong, I have sympathy for these people, but at the same time, I won't be subjected to their abuse because of their own trauma or refusal to heal. And you shouldn't be subject to their abuse, projections, mind games, manipulations, trauma dumping as well. I just assumed that me having my own personal awakening, massive awakening that everybody else did at the exact same time, and I was highly naive to think that way, because that's not what happened at all. Me going through my dark night of the soul, I don't know one person that I know in my immediate family, immediate circle, friend circle, life in general, who was going through what I was going through at that time. And it makes sense because we are all different. We are all individuals. We should not be going through the exact same things at the exact same time. But when you're going through this and you're going through it alone, and the people around you have no idea what you're talking about, they can't relate, you can't explain it to them, it's kind of just something you have to go through, it can be very lonely. So, most of us, including myself, found other people who were talking about dark nights of the soul and healing and shadow work online because that was the only place where I could find other people who knew what I was talking about before I could even tell them because they had already experienced it. And when you go through these awakenings, my awakening lasted for years. Some people, it might be just months, but most of the people I know is definitely years. And when you spend years going through this awakening, going through healing, and I'm still healing, I'll always be healing as long as I am in my physical body because life will always keep happening. The issue is some people never start the healing process. Never. And when you have started your healing process and you are around a bunch of people who have not attempted, who haven't knocked on a door, who haven't even opened the book, take a peek at their own life, it's exhausting. People are going to think you're being cold and aggressive and mean and rude and different. Those are projections. The only correct assumption about that is that you are different because now you see differently. And me being an owl, I have always seen things from multiple perspectives. And I always looked at that as a gift and a curse because I could be in a room full of people. This has happened before, sitting at a round table with about 7 or 8 other people, plus myself, and everyone is agreeing on a certain thing. I can't even remember what we were talking about. Everyone is agreeing. And here I am with a completely different perspective because I have different experiences and I can put myself in other people's shoes, so to speak. I have a different perspective. I like to go through every possible scenario and outcome. So basically, I have a difference of opinion. And when you have a difference of opinion after going through a spiritual awakening, people are going to think you are stuck up, weird, whatever. It doesn't matter what they think because until they go through the dark night of the soul and do shadow work, they will not understand. This is why it's important to find your tribe who has gone through this dark night of the soul and this shadow work. They have faced themselves. They have taken on their greatest task, which is themselves, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, whatever it is. But more than likely is mentally and emotionally. That's the greatest and some of the most hardest work that we will ever do here. And it can be so scary to confront yourself, but it's worth it for one. And two, it's necessary. It has to happen in order for you to heal and in order for you to move on. Years ago, I would have conversations like on an individual basis with people about spirituality and this and that. And it just would it wasn't clicking. It was not clicking for them because it wasn't time for them to hear it. It just reminds me of that saying, never wake a sleepwalker. It wasn't time for them to hear it. So what did I do? Back in 2018, 2019, I started talking about spirituality online on my original Facebook page that I had since probably 2007, 2008. I started posting what I wanted to talk about on a spiritual basis or a spiritual level over there. And I wasn't getting much views or anything like that. I don't care. Nothing I do is for views. It's for me to express myself and it's for me to help someone in the future. I'm talking 10, 15 years from now. If this resonates with you today, great. But it should also resonate with someone else 15, 20 years from now as well. So you don't want to force your friends and family into their spiritual awakening, their shadow work, their dark night of the soul, because then it won't be genuine. Then it won't be organic. Something inside of them has to wake themselves up. And I don't know what it is. You won't know what it is, but they'll know. They will know. And then during that time, it might not be anyone around them who's going through a dark night of the soul. So they'll probably get on the internet and search for it as well, just like I did, just like you might have had to do. That's the way this situation goes because I don't even really talk about spirituality in my personal life anymore unless someone wants to speak about it with me. Otherwise, I don't bring it up to people. I will never force what I think and what I believe onto another person because I won't let anyone do that to me. And this is why the internet, the free open internet, is a space for me to say what I need to say about spirituality, about the occult, about anything, about energy. It doesn't matter. I would rather put it here and have someone find me today, tomorrow, next year, doesn't matter, than me say this to them face to face and they're not ready. That is a red flag to me because I've done it already. I've tried it before. Trying to ease people into their shadow work or dark night of the soul, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It has to be done on an individual basis. It's personal. It's just you and it's spirit, and that's it. And I think that's what a lot of people get afraid of because you are your spirit guide. And it can be hard and scary to trust yourself. But this is what we are here for. We are here to experience. We are here to learn. We are here to trust. We are here to love. And unfortunately, in today's society, all of those things are lacking. For those of us who have gone through the dark night of the soul, who continue to do the shadow work because the shadow work never ends, or if you're interested or you're just starting out, the only responsibility you have is to hold your frequency steady and at a high level and to protect yourself, protect your body, your mind, your spirit. There are going to be projections coming against you from people who are still asleep, so to speak, from people who are still stuck in a place of arrogance and ignorance, basically. They're going to project onto you. They're going to attempt to target you. Hold your peace because they are not in a space where you are. They are experiencing self-betrayal and you've already overcome that, or you're in the process of overcoming that. And that is so beautiful. And I'm so proud of you. If you stay to the end, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to tune into next week's Our Wisdom Wednesday for more spiritual guidance and insight. And as always, speak life over yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself, trust yourself first and 100%, and protect yourself. I love you, chosen ones. Peace.